Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles Sabansi. I want to welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and when we give you guys a first perspective on things and how we see them. And this show is most likely going to piss off a lot of people, but I got to say what I got to say. I can't be up here twerking it up for you guys. But before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. So, I was here minding my business, doing my work, looking for what to talk about today. I then come across an article from fadeawayworld.net. And in this article, I just read the headline and I was like, okay, I already know this is about to be some BS. The headline says, Rajon Rondo, what it takes to beat LeBron James in the playoffs. And I said, okay, there's going to be some serious twerking going on here, folks. Serious twerking, because no one twerks as much for LeBron than people in the media. Nobody does it as much. So I said, okay, we're going to be in for it. Now, why did I say that? You see, the reason I said that is simply this. There's this reputation that LeBron has, which is the following. LeBron is the only player that's been able to take teams that are subpar with subpar rosters and take them to the promised land, which is to the NBA championship round. No one can make his teammates better than LeBron. Now, let me just quickly say this. Can LeBron make his guys better? Yes. This is not like he can actually do that. The thing is this, though. He can only do that to a certain group of players with a certain skill set, which I'll get to a little bit later. But LeBron can do this. But the myth has always been he's the only one. I mean, you give him, 3 janitors, 2 chefs, and and somebody that sweeps the floor, and he's taking them to the NBA champ. This has always been the thing, and a lot of his supporters run around spewing this nonsense all over the internet for us to come and observe. Right? A lot of them say, "Oh well, who else could do it?" Forgetting the fact that when LeBron was playing the majority of his career, he was playing in that garbage ass Eastern Conference that the majority of his fans are not even old enough to even know. They just think, "Oh my God, this guy got the 9, 5, 10 finals. How the hell did he do it?" How the hell did he do it? Not knowing the context of what happened. So then I went through this article to hear what he had to say. And I just could not believe that a competitor of LeBron James and Rajon Rondo was saying this. So let me get into this article here. It says, Rajon Rondo is one of those players who has seen LeBron James up close as an opponent and as a teammate. And in one of his interviews, he had a comprehensive explanation of how a team could stop LeBron James in the playoffs. Speaking to J.J. Redick on First Take, the two-time NBA champion elaborated on how James was a force in the postseason whilst also giving his props to the league's leading scorer. He says, "That's a tough question. It takes a lot of talented players around you, a team willing to sacrifice, understanding that one guy they can't stop. LeBron will take 5 guys on the floor, the coaching staff, the water boy, everybody. He's definitely a tough force to get a stop with. He does. He makes his teammates better. He's a great teammate. He plays unselfishly. Look at the game now. He went in Boston and gave us 45. You know what we thought when we had that series under our belt? He came in with a different mindset. He put his team on his back and got the job done. He gets it done in so many different ways. It's tough to beat a guy like LeBron. But obviously, he's beatable, but it takes a sacrifice." So, Rajon Rondo said some things that are true, and he said some things that are not true. Okay, folks, let's get into this here. Simple question for the people that graduated, that finished 5th grade. If LeBron James is so difficult to beat in the playoffs, why does he lead the NBA with the all-time record of 100 losses? Do you know this? That of any player that's played 19 plus years, he leads the playoffs with 100 losses. Help me understand this. The fact of the matter is this. LeBron was beating teams in an extremely weak Eastern Conference. When LeBron James was playing in the NBA was dominated by Western Conference teams. Western Conference teams dominated the league. Let me give you guys some data, because LeBron fans love data. From 1999 to 2023, that's 24 championships. 24 teams have been crowned champions. Of those 24 teams, do you know how many of those teams came out of the Western Conference? 17. Let me repeat that number once more. Of the 24 teams that have won the championship, 17 of them came from the West, not the East. The East was always known as the least, the weakest. It was a joke. It's one of the reasons why you could have teams that didn't even win 40 games make it into the playoffs. Did y'all know that? Did you know that there were 500 teams make it into the playoffs? Did you know that the year when Kobe was playing, from 2008 to 2009, you needed at least a 50-win record to even make it to the 8th seed? Hope y'all know that. While you over there twerking it up with your box of honey on top of your chest. I hope y'all know that. Let me give you guys some more information here. From the year LeBron was drafted in 2003 to 2023, 12 of those championships were won by Western Conference teams, including his championship that he won in 2020. The other 8 teams came from the East. Now, here's the kicker. Of the 8 teams that won the championships in the East, there were 4 super teams. Guess what? LeBron was a part of 3 of them. There were 4 super teams, or 4 teams that were super teams that won it. He was on 3 of them. Some people ask, well, what are these 3? What are 3 super teams? One was the Boston Celtics with Ray Allen, Kevin Garnett, and Paul, unless they're not a super team now, because it works against the narrative. They were a super team. Who were the other 3? 2 of them were the Miami Heat. And the other one was the Cleveland Cavaliers team. That was the 3rd super team. Now, some people are going to be saying, LeBron James was never on a super team in Cleveland. That's not what Nick Wright told me. That's not what Kendrick Perkins told me. That's not what Stephen A. Smith told me. That's not what Shannon Sharp told me. That's not what the media told me. LeBron was always on garbage teams. He was always the underdog in those series. How could he have been on a super team? He was always the underdog. It's just that his greatness made it look like his teams were good. But the fact of the matter is, LeBron's teams were garbage. How can you be up here saying this to me? What are you trying to do? You're nothing but a LeBron James hater. You need LeBron James to get views, is why you're doing this. It's why you're doing this. The rent needs to be paid. The rent needs to be paid. Ask Nick Wright if he would even have a career if the first words that came out of his mouth on live television were not that stupid, idiotic comment he made about LeBron passing in 2016, passing Michael Jordan. Would we even be talking about Nick Wright today had he not said that stupidity? Y'all let me know. Now, there's some very surprising and disturbing information I want to share with you guys about this whole thing about you need to get Zeus and you need to get Captain America and Iron Man and Batman to beat LeBron in the playoffs. But if you guys want that information, stay tuned for the next video where I expose one of the biggest lies told about LeBron James in the media. Catch you guys later.